Hey, Dan Warner here with Exotic Motorworks. Today we're working on a 1994 Porsche 928. The customers complained about the lock rings being weathered, and we're going to go ahead and paint those. I'll show you how to do that. It's really easy. You can do it yourself in just a few minutes. To paint the lock ring, we want to go ahead and pop the lock out a little bit, and I'll show you how to do that right now. We've got a rubber grommet right here. We're going to pull this plug out. Behind the grommet is a little Allen bolt. We'll go ahead and take that out. It's a 5mm Allen. Comes out pretty quick. There's the screw. Then we go ahead and pop out the lock just enough to get some tape behind it, like that. Okay, we're gonna tape the door so we don't get any overspray onto the body. We'll take the tape and we'll put it underneath the lock a little bit to make sure nothing gets around behind it. And we're just gonna go around the lock and tape it up. So we've got the lock taped up around it to keep stuff from going around. Now we're gonna need to put some plastic over the car for the make sure we don't get any overspray on the body. So we've got the plastic over the lock. We're now gonna cut a hole out around the lock and then tape to the plastic itself. Okay, we've got the lock assembly popped out a little. Gonna have it taped around the lock, then we put plastic down and re-taped around. Now we're gonna buff out the black bezel with a little bit of gray Scotch-Brite. Okay, we've got the bezel buffed out with our gray Scotch-Brite. Now we just need to wipe it with some denature alcohol and a lint-free cloth. We're just getting all the dust off. And now we're gonna go ahead and mask off the center and cut it out with tape, and I'll show you what that looks like in just a minute. So we're going to use two different types of paint for the lock bezel. First we're going to start with some self-etching primer made by Sem, and then we're going to do a trim black for the final coat. We'll want to do about 2 or 3 coats, really light coats of the primer, and then we'll do a couple coats of the trim black once that sets up. Okay, we've got the bezel painted now with 3 coats of self-etching primer and 3 coats of trim black. It's all dry, so we're just going to remove the tape and see how it looks. Okay, we're going to put the lock assembly back in. We're going to put the bolt in with a little bit of red Loctite to hold it in place, just like the factory did. Put a little pressure on the lock assembly and screw it in.